See, most people say, how do I fit the child into the ceremony? Here's a ceremony that's been determined. Now, how do I squeeze my child into the ceremony? We started out with a very peculiar idea. It occurs in every other area of life that we function in. Our idea was, how do we fit the ceremony to the child? It's an odd thing to say, right? So then we started out, if we were designing a Jewish growing up celebration, Jonathan, from scratch, what would we do? Well, first, we'd give them a Jewish education, right? Jewish history and culture. And then we would want the child in some way to be aware of certain important values for his or her life, and to identify with the Jewish experience. So what we decided to do, certainly at the level of somebody age 12, we said, well, we'd have them choose a hero from Jewish history they liked. They've been reading about these personalities. Pick somebody you admire. You like Moses, fine. You like Maimonides, fine. You like Bella Abzug. You like Albert Einstein. You like Sigmund Freud. You like Erich Fromm. I mean, well, pick somebody that you admire. And then what you're going to do is we'll give you a mentor. Because at the age of 12, although you're relating very well to your parents, it's a good idea to get another person in here. No, you know, that you can talk to, different from your parents. It's a very difficult age. And then for a year, you can work with your mentor. And then what you'll do is, you'll study the life of the person. You'll also reflect on the values that person represents for you. You'll reflect on what you want to do with your life in some way, and the values that are important to you. And then you'll relate the story of that person to you. Now that's a growing, I mean, that's allowing the child to think about it. So you can do it for a year. And then they have to go through a process of figuring out who the person is. That already is a beginning process. It takes time. And then they got to do the reading and study. Then they have to talk to their mentor. Then they have to figure out how they're going to say what they're going to say. And then comes the celebration. Family and friends are invited. And they get up. And they share with the people who are there who their hero is, why they chose the hero, how that hero is related to their values and what they want to be. And quite frankly, often our children, because we've had this program now for 28 years, have chosen figures related to the profession they choose. I mean, I can think of at least 5 people who chose Freud and Fromm. Well, we ended up as psychologists. I know somebody who chose Maimonides who ended up as a physician. I mean, in most cases, they don't know what they want to be at 12 or 13, but in some cases, there's a kind of connection or disposition. This thing has turned out for us to be overwhelming. People who come to our congregation who are often very hostile, they hear about, they're determined to hate it. Hate it. It's irresistible. The child gets up, do you understand? Becomes your teacher, tells you why he chose this person, this Jewish person, what his values are. I mean, you got to be hard-hearted. You have to get a real meaning not to be able to respond. And you know, I could ask children 20 years later, who was their hero?